All right, excellent. Welcome to Algebra 1, week 13, the week before Thanksgiving, and all about systems of equations here. Okay. Questions, comments about this issue with systems of equations? How did that go?
For the most
Okay.
part,
Glenn, what
it
was
was
that?
for the most part it was pretty good. The only thing that was the end. I think it was those word problems when they're asking questions about the problem. That's what I was struggling.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, because when you have a system of equations, you don't know whether the system is going to work or not. Okay, so whether the lines are going to intercept or not. Okay,
Those
and
equivalent.
so
Yep.
yeah, so you have to test the thing there. Caleb Manuel did something really fun. Let me share the screen and show you the notes here. Okay, so we see here Caleb's notes. All right, very nice. And very copious notes, Caleb. Good job with that. And then tell me about this system of equations here. Let's see when it comes. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Mhm.
So,
What do we
I,
have here? Okay.
so it's two quadratic equations that intersect at three places. I thought it would be fun to make a system of equations with three solutions and thought that quadratic equations would work well for that.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So there are several types of systems that would have more than one solution. Okay. Um, can linear equations have more than one solution?
No.
You know, if we have just on plane geometry, okay, if we are on the plane, we just have the solutions there. Okay. So, but this one is interesting. Um, could you do a system that has four solutions? Okay, four interception points.
That would probably be easier than three.
Yeah, because the third one you had to really fit that point, and so you had to come up with a very very precise number there. Okay, so yeah, excellent. In here you have a quadratic equation. So here we have, whenever you have a quadratic, you have a parabola. Okay, so these are the curves that we have, and in this case, this one, so f is the function of y. Okay, so of x in order to get y, and so we get a parabola this way. In the other one, we actually are doing the function is for x, solving for x, and y is the quadratic, and so we have the parabola going this other way. Okay. Interestingly enough, if you change the sign, okay, if you change the sign, then it goes the other way. All right. So that is if you change the sign on the quadratic term. Okay. The same thing happens, of course, with the other one. But let's not mess up things here. So, okay. And you had here an attempt there on the spreadsheet. Good. Okay. Very nice. We have Caleb's notes, very well organized. Sam getting better. One of the things that my math teacher always told me is to really try hard to be very, very organized in note taking in algebra. And one of the things that she mentioned is when you are working with systems of equations or you are solving equations, make sure that that you have the y's, okay, the equal signs aligned. Okay, so for example, if we have here, let's see, oops. So minus 2x plus 9y, okay, and then we have equal 11, that whenever we write something else, that we keep the equal sign on the same place, so we understand that this refers to the same equation, okay? So that is going to be helpful as you manipulate things and so on, all right? Okay, let's see. Oh, I should have deleted the SP's notes. Brina, you did very good. I don't know if is Brina here today with us. Not yet. She did the spreadsheet, but it's not completed. Okay, because this one doesn't have the formulas. Okay, so it's the operations are correct, but this is not a functional spreadsheet. Okay, and so we want to get a functional spreadsheet like this one that Brigham did, okay, where you actually have the formulas in order to solve, the systems and so on. So Brigham, did you use this your spreadsheet to solve the problems?
I used it for some of them, but the first one, like the first one, the one that says system of two standard linear equations,
Mm-hmm.
the y, no matter like what I put, it always said it equals 0. And I tried to fix that, but I couldn't figure out how.
Oh, okay, so we'll need to troubleshoot that. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, no problem. We can figure it out. All right. I'll try to look into it. All right, and see what the problem is. Okay. So then I think these are glance notes, or are these glance? Okay. These ones are glance and these ones are Ali's. Very nicely done. And see, Ali does that, and that is one of the advantages of using a square line paper for doing math. I always prefer to do my notes in a square line paper, that I can align things better. Okay, so very, very nice. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's stop the sharing. My computer is running a little slow today. I think it's because I have a lot of things open and going there. Okay. So tell me, what was the deal with 67? No, Ethan, you are not going to say anything about it. All right. Hello, Talon and Riker. Turn the video on. Hello, Bridger. Jackson, good to see you. Let's do some work on systems of equations. Okay, so let's try this. First of all, before I continue with that, why am I asking you to do these spreadsheets? What do you think? Is it to torture you? Okay, to make you do more work? Why do you think that I'm asking you to do spreadsheets? So I don't know what's going on in the chat, but so Brigham says for fun. Okay, they are really fun, right? When you put the time into it, all right. But what would be the main reason for that? what do we do in algebra? What are we trying to do in algebra? What is a variable?
An unknown.
Well, a variable, yeah, is an unknown, okay. But more than that, what does the word variable mean?
It could be multiple things.
Yeah, it's something that varies. Okay, it's something that varies. Yeah. All right. And so the whole idea of algebra is really to learn to use variables, things that change precisely. Okay. So the whole purpose of algebra and solving things in algebra is when I have things that can change, what is the solution for those things? All right. And so we work with variables all the time. Okay. What are spreadsheets good for? What do you think that spreadsheets are good for? Hmm.
Well, they can calculate variables pretty well, it seems like, if you put the equations in.
That's right. Yeah. So they are really useful for variables. Okay. And so that is the whole idea here. The application of using spreadsheets is really what people do in order to solve problems. All right. And even programmers, okay, are always doing things to manipulate information, data, and everything. And it's all basically manipulating variables, things that change. That is why you do a program, because you don't have the same thing all the time. If you have the same thing all the time, you just write it down and type it, and it doesn't change. There's no change to it. But if you are dealing with things that change, then you need to use variables. Okay. All right. And so that is the whole idea really behind that. And so I really encourage you and want you to use these spreadsheets and create these spreadsheets. They really are challenging, but they are the way of actually being able to learn and apply algebra really well. Okay. So let's see. For example, let me open one spreadsheet here. I'm going to, let's see, go to my drive and get a new spreadsheet. Let's see. Okay. Spreadsheet. This is amazing because the spreadsheets are basically the potential for anything. Okay. And so if I put here, one variable, so let's see, variable, my computer is really running slow. That's, I don't know what variable. Okay. Phew. It's working. It's working. I'm just typing something. Okay. Da, 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 da. Ah, okay, so let's do something different because this is really not. I'm going to have to clear things up before we do this. So let's do something else. I'm going to open some breakout rooms. Okay. And we'll do pairs. Okay. two of you in each breakout room. And what I want you to do is to come up with a system of equations. So two equations, okay? Two equations with two variables, x and y, all right? And so you have to come up with a system of equations, and we are going to basically use that as a challenge to another group. You are going to give the system of equations to another group to solve, all right? And so you are going to be working together, but the system of equations that you create, you need to solve it together first, okay? In order to make sure that you know what the correct answer is. Fair? All right. Then you will receive another system of equation from another group, and you solve it together also. Okay? So that is what we are going to do. Make sure you write it down, and then when you come back, when you finish creating your system of equations, you share it in the chat. Okay? Sounds good? Okay. All right. So let's see. We have that. Okay. So let's do a little bit of changing, because the system kind of assigns you randomly. And I have Mason and Samuel in the same group. You probably want to work with somebody else because, brothers, okay. So let's move to room 6 and move Logan. Right, there we go. Okay. And yeah, and the same thing I have with Riker and Talon. No, we need some variety there. Okay. So 7 and Vincent. Right. Okay. All right. I think that we are okay. We have one group. Caleb, Melanie, and Taxon are in one group, but I think that everyone else is in a pair. Okay. So do you understand what you need to do? Are we okay? All right. So go do, and I'll make sure this computer is better here. We started recording again and just finished it for the end of the class. So, but there wasn't much to record in the breakout room, so you were all there. So,